13, 2016 Village of Webster Board Meeting. Trustee Caputo, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'll open up the portion of the meeting. Okay. Anyone would like to speak? Mr. Elder?
You want this point this way, or you want it pointed towards you?
Yeah, this way would be great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. I was unable to attend the last village board workshop to record the meetings. I did listen to the audio file. But as a reminder, I am recording village meetings, including planning and zoning board meetings, and making sure they are posted to a YouTube page. The last planning board meeting, for instance, had a good discussion of the scenic village issue that I would encourage you to watch. At the last workshop meeting, there was an item on the agenda about access to personnel records. Setting aside for the moment opinions on the Committee of Open Government and the experiences of another village board that preceded you, I was struck by the conversation that transpired between Trustee Lansing and the mayor. In it, the mayor asserted he could unilaterally alter which employees report to other employees. This is categorically false. The board passes an organizational chart each year at the organizational meeting, usually in late April. Because the board passes its chart, the mayor cannot unilaterally alter it. I doubt that the mayor can redefine the relationship between a clerk and a deputy clerk anyway, but he certainly cannot contradict the will of this board. Assuming that the organizational chart shows the deputy clerk reporting to the clerk, which is a rational relationship, then the mayor cannot make any change to that relationship without board approval. While I could have missed some sections in the minutes, it does not appear that the board gave such approval. I've been up here several times over the last several years and been critical of the mayor unilaterally taking actions that he does not have any business doing. I'm up here yet again tonight, and I urge the board, through its office liaison, to put a stop to it. There's been too much tumult in the office, too much harassment, too much hostility to ignore. The deputy clerk, almost by definition, should report to the village clerk. Doesn't the mayor's actions inspire just a little bit of suspicion? I mean, if you trace a discussion from the workshop, by declaring that the clerk is not available, the mayor becomes the person who, directly or de facto, can access personnel files. Why does he want the access? I urge you to consider the fiasco when the mayor ran an illegal background check on an employee to measure against the wisdom of his access. He hasn't earned the trust of this board. So please review the organizational chart and carefully consider under what conditions and when the mayor can access personnel files. He may need access periodically, but it should be under the most stringent of conditions. One mayor was so ensnared by this issue, the personnel files, he resigned, and he was more experienced, more respected, and of a more placid temperament than the present holder of this office. This issue needs a great deal of board oversight. Thank you.
Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to take a look at the scheduled agenda for tonight, and I was quite pleased that the board had decided to look into some sort of sensitivity training classes for personnel in the office. Given, as Peter just mentioned, the harassment and the entire mess that the office has gone through in the last several years. I'm disappointed, but not surprised, that tonight's meeting agenda does not have that discussion of the sensitivity training on it. I feel that the mayor especially would benefit greatly from some sort of sensitivity training. It's out there, it's available. It would help relationships both in the office and with the public. And I highly suggest that the board reconsider speaking about that. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask that question because I saw it on here that I did see it on here. I'm not really sure where you.
Yeah, because the people that are going, I think Jim Clancy initiated that, and Josette wanted to go, and Josette put it on the agenda for board authorization. It doesn't require board authorization, never should have been on the agenda to begin with. And asked Josette to send out a general email to all the employees to ask if anybody else would be interested in going. I think you did possibly see a subsequent email that Christina sent around regarding the same company that is holding the seminar offers probably, I don't know,
3,000
hundreds of classes. So you're gonna send out another email identifying some of the classes and the cost. I think it's like $199 for a group.
$199 a person.
Yeah.
They can go
But this
to.
sensitive, because obviously you're talking about many
I'll let Jake-
varieties.
yeah, I'll let-
Which did this target, which one was this target more?
Yeah.
It's one class.
Yeah.
We are still going, but it's just taken off the agenda.
And what is, I understand, what is the topic?
Dealing with difficult people.
Jake,
Why are you interested in taking this? Joseph?
Just to learn how to handle issues in the office.
Okay.
Jake, you want to explain why Jim Clancy's going?
Yeah, Jim's been, he's been taking on a little more responsibility. Fritz has been in and out, been ill here the last few weeks or month almost. And Jim's been doing real well at taking on additional roles when he's out, and he's expressed an interest in it. Because typically, they could, as being a laborer and operator out in the field, somebody, when the residents has a question or concern, and sometimes, something might be affecting them, or they could see it as affecting them differently than others. They might have an issue with it, and usually at that point they get passed on to either Fritz or myself. He's getting to the point where he doesn't have that option, so some of these tools and techniques that are taught in here might be very helpful to expand his role. So he asked about taking it. He's been real interested in learning more about things, so I thought it was a great idea. In fact, one of the things Chris was looking at too, she looked at getting the class here, one class here for everyone, but it was kind of cost prohibitive. It was about $3,600. I think it just came here. Certainly you can invite other people, I think, but there's a pretty good chunk of change. But one of the other options that they have is almost like a membership for a year. I forgot the name of it, Fred Pryor seminars and the career track. They join up, for $199, you can attend any one of the seminars that are, the on-site seminars that are the original cost is $499, and you can attend any seminar under $499. This one said it was $199, but I didn't see if it was still any seminar under. When I looked at other seminars, I think the most I saw was $299.
Yeah, probably.
And that was for 2 days, beyond a 2-day seminar. So, and then there's also 2,500 titles online on-demand courses that you can take.
Yeah, Fred Pryor stuff is great.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of those, emotional intelligence and there's a lot of courses.
So I think
So
I
maybe
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
since there has been so much difficulty, and I'm sure it would be pretty good for John to go to some of these, I think, as the leader of the
I think it'd be
office.
good for all the office personnel to attend, and that's something we can discuss in addition to other issues tonight. Yeah.
It'd be nice for the,
$199, I looked at the courses that were available, and if you're looking at $99 per course or something like that, or $199 for the option of a year, all the things that are available,
Yeah.
I thought.
I think it's fantastic.
It was on.
no,
Yeah,
it's good.
no, some
It's good.
was like the seminars too.
Yeah, same.
All right. Next up, we have I'll close the public portion at this point, and we'll move into board business. And the first thing we have up is a resolution to approve the minutes of the village board meeting of September 22nd. Do you have any questions, changes, additions, deletions? If not, I'll entertain a motion and a second to accept the village board meeting minutes for September 22nd.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Apolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, next is a village workshop meeting minutes.
I was not there, I have one question I want to, I'm interested in knowing the date of the Public Works Training School and why we approved a expenditure at a workshop. So, is that like a very last minute thing? I'm just curious because we said we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that was it's next Monday, Tuesday, actually Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday of next week, and I believe the cutoff for the cheaper rate was the 9th. We could have signed up, yeah, we could have signed up after today, but the cheaper rate was the 9th. So we decided to be cheap.
Any other questions? Additions, deletions, workshop minutes? No. All right, I'll entertain a motion and a second to accept the village board workshop meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Apolito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passed.
I know.
All right, next is a resolution to approve the claims and warrants. Hey, Chris, is there why did Joe not take Equinox to Nikon? Just out of curiosity.
Insurance card wasn't in the car, either was.
Excuse me?
The insurance card was not in the vehicle, nor was the registration of the vehicle.
Okay.
Is that the one you went to last week?
All right.
The first one, yes, we've got the insurance cards Friday afternoon, because if you remember, our policy expired on the 10th. We got them that Friday afternoon. She called me on Sunday and said she wasn't taking it because they weren't in there.
Okay.
I said, slow down and you won't have to worry about it, but.
All right, I was just curious, so. All right. We have a light pole on Judson Street.
Yeah, it's I think it's 105, right over there, that needed some work on, because it didn't have power. Wasn't we needed more work on it. It's on north near Harmon Street.
Because it said light pole, and like, I don't remember the light pole getting replaced on Judson Street.
No, it wasn't replaced, it was work on it. I don't have it, because that
All right, that's fine. The other one will be 236, that'll be next, right?
Yeah, that's called in.
Yep. Okay. And sewer specialty services for $14,000 for grouting?
Yes, that's a yearly, we go through
Right.
and maintain our sewer system. We budget every year for grouting, and we
Yep.
basically take it as far as we can go.
Okay.
Get as much, and they camera the lines. We flush the lines, they camera them, and every joint they stop and basically seal it up and inflate it, check for leaks, and if they get them, they grout it, and then move on to the next one and go down as many streets as they can.
Because I know we were behind schedule a little bit because of the backcount was down, right? Are we caught up yet or no?
I don't know if you'll ever be caught up, because we've been doing it.
With what we did get done that summer, did we
Yeah.
make up for that or no?
I'm trying to recall exactly the total list of streets that we did. I can,
Whatever.
yeah, we get that and send it out, because I know we did quite a bit, and one of the things we're also looking at is the storm line up another portion of that storm line up on West Main,
Right.
where it's concrete, like, and they're developing sinkholes in the parking lot up there, so I'm gonna try to grout those lines. I think that there's some issue and stuff getting flushed out of that, so.
Okay, thanks, Jay. That's all I had. Does anybody else have any questions?
So I got my answer by Christine.
I do have a question on
That's a
completion of GASB 45 valuation report 1516. What does that refer to?
That's the valuation that the work group is required to do every 3 years for the OPEB valuation for the GASB 68 implementation, which is taking place this year. And it's been accounted for in our financial statements and will be as such every year after this. So, and it's required by law to do that.
That's the new, she's
That
gonna talk about
percentage,
that, right?
the percentage of the
Right.
New York State retirement amount that we are required to pay for the lack of funds available for it.
Okay. Laura's gonna explain all that next.
Yeah.
It's
In 2
pretty-
weeks.
This is brand new, but it's pretty interesting. and
The valuation
It's
isn't brand
scary,
new,
too.
but the purpose of
They're
it
planning on
is
like
brand
7% return on their investments that the state is. And I don't know of anybody else that gets 7% on retirement investments. But she's gonna go into detail about that at the next meeting. If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion in a second to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Belkane?
Trustee Polito, aye.
Polito? Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next is authorization for Will Barham and Megan Lessing to attend a class in November 2016 for Microsoft Excel at a cost not to exceed $128 a piece.
Is this a refresher course, a basic course?
It's a 2-day course.
2 days?
It's
Basics and beyond basics.
basics and then beyond basics the next day, 2 days.
I noticed that this was part of that 2,500 courses or whatever that was there, so if we were
This
to
is
be
not part of that.
199 for a year, this
Right.
and more.
Right. So my recommendation would be to nix this,
Right.
and I recommend that the board authorize the purchase of up to 3 of the 199s, so that
Right.
at this point in time, and see how far it takes us.
Right.
So that people could take courses whenever they wanted to. I mean, this is gonna cost $250
Right.
for one course per person. So if you take a 199, you can take a different course every single day.
Right.
And it's got Excel, Word, Basic, Advanced, Premier. There are just so many classes you can take.
So if you're saying you recommend 3, are those memberships, individual memberships, are they individual specific? Or
Yes.
are they?
Yes.
So you're putting a name on them?
Right.
Correct.
In fact, I'd like to see if it's not too late, if we can transfer that class they're going to next Thursday into one of those membership, things, so it's just.
Well, I think that sign up instigated this offer.
Yeah, okay.
You
Right.
pay the 99 and then they send you that email.
Right.
So we have up to 3 chances because an email was sent to me as the person who ordered them. Josette has an opportunity and Jim has an opportunity. And when they go to their class, they'll get a code that they can use to purchase that. And thus I say up to 3. And I'll bet you if we sign up for those, we'll get more offers like that.
I agree.
And I think that's just the best way to go for this kind of training.
So is that 199, does that include tax or no? You
Well, we
know?
don't pay tax anyway, so it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
that's right, I'm thinking as a consumer. So it's $597.
Well, if this is in November, I would agree with that. We can That would be Will and Megan right now?
I prefer not to be specific as to the persons at this time, but to allow us to purchase up to 3 memberships, so to speak.
Right. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Sure.
236 bucks per year. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, great.
3?
Yeah.
All right, it's a great suggestion, Christina. And anybody else have any objections? All right.
Maybe neither Donna want to go to one.
There's a special rate for attorneys.
Sensitivity.
All right, I'll entertain a motion in a second to purchase up to 3 people from prior seminars. The cost not to exceed $597 memberships, 3 memberships.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
All right.
Motion passes.
All right, next we have the authorization for Dan Bortle to attend basic laboratory procedures class in June of 2017 at Mooresville State College at a cost not to exceed $575. I had a conversation with Jake, and Jake, if you would just give a little bit of background as to Dan Bortle and the reasons for him going and what he's done in the past with respect to school or classes he's taken and credits he's earned at the Sioux Street Plan. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure, yeah, Dan's always the backup guy. He's somebody who's usually the one that goes down, especially in some of the more skilled area, you know, labs and things like that. Dan's been working on and off there for quite a while. About 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, we sent him to the, or him and I both went, it may have been 3, to the basic ops course for wastewater treatment plant operators, 60-hour course. That went on over a few months, back and forth a few days, a couple days a week, I think it was, once a month. So, this is kind of the next step, or one of the pieces that he needs. Is this basic laboratory procedures class. Put himself in position that with the contact hours he has down at the plant when he's there, try to get the hours logged, and then he can look at being able to test at some point and get his operator's license or operator certificate. It's helpful to have another person that's able and trained down there. His plan would be obviously to keep him working up here in the village, but that's an extra thing that he's shown a aptitude for and an interest in. So he's been a real asset down there, up here and down there. So. And since it's so far out, the class fills up really fast, which is why, we're asking in October for next June. But the class fills up real fast, so we wanted to get, if it was possible, get the position in the class. And then as it gets closer, there's hotels. When John took this class years ago, he used to stay right at the college. I guess they don't offer that anymore.
They don't?
No, they don't. Not at this point, they said, so. There's places right there, and there's Cicero and that, where it could be good, but.
So he's not certified at this point, correct?
No, he's not.
Will he be certified as a result of taking this class?
No, this is a piece of the puzzle that would be needed to go towards the certification. There's, number of hours, contact hours down at the, down working at the plant.
Okay.
But there's also the 60 hours basic ops course, this 30-hour basic laboratory procedures class. I think there's one more piece of the puzzle. I have to get that, but these are all things that would lead up to, be certified. The biggest challenge that he faces, I think, is that he's not, and we don't plan on having him down there all the time anyway, but that he's not down there all the time. Your contact hours are your experience hours that you have to
Right.
have. are basically full-time hours, so his obviously grew far less than someone that's down there 40 hours a week or more. So his are only accruing when he's down there, actual hands-on work at the plant.
So, okay, so how many class hours are required for him to be certified, and how many does he have right now?
But he took there's not a specific number of class hours. He took the 60-hour basic course, basic ops course. This basic laboratory procedures class is a prerequisite. And then he would have, they have to have a certain amount of experience at the plant.
So how do we get him that experience?
Well, he's.
Because I don't mind paying for this class, if there's an end in view, but, I don't want to spend, $575 and then, we can't get him down there for another 3 or 4 years.
No,
If
he's
we can
been-
rotate so
Yeah.
that he can get these hours within a year or 2 years, or I don't know what the plan is as far as that goes.
Yeah, he's been here 6 years full-time, and I believe it was 6 years or more before that.
Right.
His seasonal or part-time, he was off and on. And he's worked, DPW primarily, but he's always
Right.
gone down and filled in down there. So
Yeah.
his contact hours, what he has down there, I should keep saying contact hours, that's kind of a recertification thing, but the experience
Right.
hours that he needs. And basically, you have to submit something, write it up and submit it to the DEC, to be able to say that he's qualified to take the test.
Okay.
These are some of the prerequisites, and certify his hours and his experience that he's gained. And then if that's the case, then he can sit for the ABC exam,
Right.
which I forgot, it's the American Board of Certifiers, I think, or something like that. Who gives the,
Sounds
where it fits, I think he's called certifier for the C.
Yeah, I just didn't know whether you and Dan and John have sat down and said, okay, we want, Dan, we'd like you to be certified by 2018. Here's a timetable, here's what we're planning on doing to get you certified by, say, 2018 or 2000. I don't know if you had that conversation, or if that plan is evolving, or you plan on doing
It's
that?
evolving, because one of the things before we get planning and certification is to get some of these other prerequisites out of the way.
Okay.
And this is when this has come up. I believe it came up last year, but when John called about it, the class was full.
Okay.
So this one fills up pretty fast, because it's one of the only ones in the area, and it's something that everybody needs that's taking this. So
Sure.
I frankly wouldn't mind taking it at some point. I have no plan on this year, but it's a neat class, especially some of the things that he does down there. He can go down there and do the lab stuff too. So
Yeah.
he's worked with John and Kevin and Bob. So
No, it's a great idea. I don't have a problem.
No, I had a conversation with John yesterday, and he seemed very positive about it. He'd been thinking it through, et cetera, and so I know Dan, I think will be very good.
no, he's excellent.
I personally had no problem with what I said.
Because you don't know what the cost would probably be yet.
Yeah, we're gonna do the hotel, I'd imagine, the hotel and the meals later, because we don't know what hotel or, whether it's serving, for meals.
Right, yeah, I think
That's why we do that.
we're gonna do that, not, try to do that not to exceed cost once it gets closer and we
All
can.
right, no, that's a great idea. All right, any questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion in a second to authorize Dan Bortle to attend the basic laboratory procedures class in June of 2017 at Morrisville State College. The cost not to exceed $575.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy,
Aye.
trustee Belkane,
Aye.
trustee Ippolito,
Aye.
trustee Bowman, Mayor Cahill,
Aye.
motion passes.
Next, we have authorization for Mayor Cahill to sign an agreement with Monroe County in regards to the CDBG funding. That's for the Kittleberg Park sidewalk replacement project. Hopefully, we can get that forward before it snow flies, but.
Yeah, and this I put on here, and Fred said this was on here as kind of a placeholder. I have not gotten the contract from the county yet for review. They're doing a new electronic system which makes it faster. I signed up for the, it's contract HQ they call it. It seems working, it will make it faster once the contract's there to be involved, because it's electronic signatures and that, and it's a quicker turnaround and everything. But the contract itself is it's not arrived yet. I got an email.
It's not what?
It's not arrived or hasn't been sent to our inbox yet, I guess, so. We're all set up as a vendor in that system, but we haven't got it, so. I don't know, you know, it's the CDBG
You
contract.
should probably let the board see the contract before they authorize me to sign it.
At this point, the contract doesn't exist, so how are you approving or authorizing someone to sign a contract that doesn't exist?
Right, no, I requested this, like I said, as a placeholder that hopefully we would have had the contract by now and be able to get it over, but it is not, so. So as it goes on next month, or next 2 weeks from now, next meeting. And,
They probably won't give you any pre-warning as far as when they're gonna send a contract, they just send them when they're ready, or?
no, I heard from, we got the contract HQ stuff, and I sent it back, and they sent me the thing so we can log on and change our
Yeah,
password.
because you turned that around like the same day.
Yeah, fast, and then we sent I sent him a follow-up email saying, hey, here's all the stuff, and we did it when we expect the contract, and I heard back this morning saying that Rich McKeechick is the guy that does it with the community development, that he will be working on a contract and sending it out, so. That was just this morning, I haven't got it, but I've been in contact with Rich, you know, a few times here, so. I just talked to him last week, too, just following up, and he was explaining his process that they're rolling out, so.
All right, as soon as you get it, if you can forward it to John, that'd be great.
As soon as I get it, I might even, depending on the timing of it, might even, well, I don't know if we can request it, but because we can't do any work until the contract is signed.
Right.
And so that's
You
part of
need
the
to have a
problem.
special board meeting, I'm more than welcome, I'm more than happy to come in and do that.
Yeah, the weather.
To get this project going before the snow flies.
Yeah, it's someone on bid, Sunshine Concrete's on county bid with it.
Yeah.
And it's all, he's running
I know.
go too, so
We're just waiting for the contract.
Yeah, it's all
to go.
staked
Are you
out.
guys okay with that? Come in?
There you go, so.
Okay.
As soon as we hear, we'll keep everybody in the loop and then see
Yep,
if we got.
as soon as it comes in, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah, good to keep it on.
Yeah.
Peter.
Sure.
All right, next we have authorization for Mayor Kale to sign the agreement with Practical Environmental Solutions, PES, to conduct the NEPA assessment and filings, and also the agreement with Empire GEO, and that's to conduct the geotechnical report for the proposed cell tower. These are all issues that deal with the cell tower. These are procedures we have to go through. We talked about these with Don Carpenter and his contract, and these are just parts of it, supplementals of the subcontractors that he has hired.
Okay.
What's the total cost on that?
One's 3,200 and the other one is 9,175.
Hike. Really?
One of the reasons it's so expensive is all the different Indian nations we have
Yeah.
I never knew there were that
That is
serious.
There's a lot.
I was amazed. I was amazed at that. I had no
Bad
idea.
River Chippewa.
Yeah.
That's John's driver.
East Shawnee, Seneca Cave, and one of those.
Eastern. Anyways,
All right,
there you go.
Dang. Expensive.
that's the number that we got.
So the numbers you read are the numbers that are on.
I added them up.
You had these two.
No, I added these numbers up right here. That is what I added up. And 9,175. The others, with the core sample, was 3,200.
So you did what, 2,000, 2,500, 4675, or?
Yep. authorize to sign the agreements with PES and Empire GEO.
I made that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Belkane?
No. Here.
Trustee Meyer.
Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, we have a resolution to pay new engineers $3,415.06 for professional services rendered from July to August 2016 for the North Avenue Connector Project, and that will be paid out of the North Avenue Connector Reserve Fund.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Next is a resolution to establish a date for Arbor Day in the village.
Just to, follow any thoughts that we're really confused about when Arbor Day is. What we're looking at doing is having a special Arbor Day. We know that Arbor Day is in the spring, nationally and New York State. They also encourage people to have another separate Arbor Day if you want. There's nothing that says you have to celebrate it on that certain day. So what we're looking at doing is to raise awareness about the benefits of trees and the benefits of planting in the fall as well, is that being a perfectly suitable and a good time to plant trees. And this is all working also towards ultimately like to get a Tree City USA designation for the village. So we're looking to see, looking at the dates when we get the stake out, we already trimmed the old half-dead cherry tree pretty well in front of the village hall there. We got stakeouts to pull that out and to put the new, plant two new trees. Mayor Ruoff a while back made a proclamation, the last one that I could find, and it looked like he reaffirmed a previous proclamation that I could not find, that the crabapple is the official tree of the village of Webster. So, that being said, we'd like to aim for the 21st. That's next Friday, maybe about 8:30 in the morning if we could. So it's, a small, simple thing where we can do the proclamation that we presented last time and plant a couple trees, or actually plant one tree, and we'll plan on having a hole dug for the other one already, so we can throw it in, and anybody that's around with a shovel can throw a little dirt on it, and then we'll finish it up and stake the tree. But
What was the date you wanted to do?
if it works for everybody, the 21st
Of October,
of
right?
October, yeah, it's next Friday. So if we did it early, I know everybody's busy working and stuff, so if we kind of do it earlier in the day, at least we can get people in here and help, but reality,
Sure.
I don't imagine it's going to be a humongously over well-attended ceremony whenever we have it, so we'll have it as convenient and get the tree in the ground sooner rather than later. So. And I've touched base with one of the nurseries around to about 150 different varieties of crabapple. And Mayor Roth's proclamation does not specify a specific variety of crabapple, so
Might want to give him a call, he may,
we're going to look for
Give a suggestion.
the best one.
Okay.
That has the
All right.
the least fruit, I think, because it's right over the sidewalk there, so I want to be careful about what, right near the sidewalk.
you guys okay with that?
Yeah, great.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Time to be determined?
8:30.
8:30.
8:30.
Yes, yeah, that
I thought you
works.
said 7:30.
No, I don't think,
You
Just
can
at
make it
5:30.
7:30 if you want.
no one wants to jump out of bed and make
Okay,
it.
yeah,
4:30 in the
I-
morning, so.
yeah.
I think you and Daryl should listen.
You need to warm up this thing a little. Stretch a little first.
All right, so we'll do the proclamation on the 21st, then, right? Sounds good.
8:30?
8:30?
Maybe.
Okay. Next is, well, we should probably put this under public information, but we're gonna have a public information open house for the North Avenue Connector Project. And that's gonna be on October 20th. It'll be in this meeting hall, and the times will be from 3 to 7. The bid's been notified, I believe it's going up on our website. I think that the Webster Herald's been notified, I'm pretty sure.
Resolution for that. We need a resolution for
I
that.
don't believe we need a resolution to establish Arbor Day, do we?
It was a mayoral
Proclamation,
proclamation, so I think it's a,
What's that?
it's a mayoral proclamation, I
Right.
think is what it was, so I think it's a.
We do that the day of, don't we?
Yeah, resolution never hurts, I guess.
All right, well,
Doesn't, I don't think it's necessary for it's kind of a ceremonial thing.
all right.
I'm confused as to why you need a separate Arbor Day just to plant a tree, but, you know, every time you plant a
Don,
tree.
just tell us how you
Because
feel.
we
We'll
wanna
live
do
with
it.
that.
Is this just, so is October 21 going to be Arbor Day in the village for every
No.
October 21st,
It's
or is this?
October 1st, 2016.
Oh, okay.
It's a special
Just
Arbor
that-
Day.
Special Arbor Day, we're not gonna do it every year.
Bizarre. And why do you need a special Arbor Day? Like, what's the point of a special Arbor Day?
Well, we had an Arbor Day celebration, and we figured we'd make it coincide with the planting of the trees, since that's what Arbor Day is about. We could have our own special celebration, and then we could get a tree. Ultimately, if we become tree city and get the Tree City USA designation to the village of Webster, because we have tree ordinance, or trees are addressed in our village code. We have street trees, we have the inventory and all the other things we've been working at. We spend a lot of money on trees, and that gives us extra points when we go to apply for grants. When the grants become available, we get extra points being a Tree City USA, and then we get.
And you need a special Arbor Day to be a Tree City USA?
We have to have an
Yeah,
Arbor Day
it's one of the-
celebration, but it doesn't have to be on Arbor Day, so it doesn't have to be a special one, we just didn't wanna wait.
Yeah, when he said,
But will it be ongoing? Can we have this repeated next
We do
year?
that every year.
We could have a monthly
could.
Arbor Day if we'd like.
Yes.
I don't think
I
there's
vote for weekly.
weekly
Yeah,
Arbor
whatever
Day.
it takes to get that grant money by.
Yeah.
When these grants become available again, and there's different rounds of funding, when they do, you get an extra couple points on the grant,
Yes.
when they're reviewing it, helps. And we spend a lot
So
of
this is a
money.
week from Friday at 8:30 in the morning, you're going to have a celebration.
That's right, you're gonna bring the donuts.
We're gonna take some
Coffee,
pictures
donuts,
and-
you name it.
Apple cider.
It's gonna be fun.
and right next year,
Attendance
right
is
next year,
mandatory.
right next year, we're gonna have a table for Fred Pryor signed up for sensitivity training.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a ducking. booth
Oh, that's
there.
gotta hurt Jake.
All right, I'll entertain a motion and a second to establish October 21st,
2016.
2016 as Village Arbor Day.
I will agree to that only if Don throws the first shovel during.
I'm not even going to be there, so you can do whatever you want.
I'll throw two in.
I'll make that motion.
Who made the motion?
Trustee Lancy,
Aye.
trustee Ippolito.
Aye.
Trustee Belkane. Trustee Byers.
Aye.
Mayor Cahill.
All right.
Motion passes.
I think a couple people better wear hard hats. Don, do you have anything for us this evening, sir?
I could have had a bigger battery.
Well, you know that the crabapple is the official tree of the town of Webster.
Yes.
So maybe the village should think of coming up with another kind of tree, because the town's already got crabapples covered.
Yeah, but there's many different varieties.
Maybe we just do the Cleveland pear.
That's what I think.
We've already got enough.
You're not gonna get.
We need
very many on that.
biodiversity in there.
I love those trees.
I will.
They did, so.
No, I'm the only one.
They really do.
I'm the only one that do.
I'll sign up.
All right, Josette, you have the floor.
We have the comp and overtime report for September.
I had a question on the overtime, quite a bit, and can you explain that, Jake? That having to do with paving?
Yes, yep, this covers that week, August 20th through, I think it was 16th of September. And we were paving Lincolnshire in there, and the prep for paving Lincolnshire. This is the, we did the gutters ahead of time. And that's primarily just finishing up the gutters and doing the paving for Lincolnshire. The majority of that overtime was gotten that 2-day, I think it was the 18th and the 19th. No, excuse me, like the Monday, Tuesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, 21st, 22nd, somewhere in there. Is the majority of that overtime thing. Typically the call-in is watering the flowers on those days. When we, on the weekends and things during that time period too, it's still pretty hot on the end of August.
Just to clarify the overtime issue, you do have the right to call in anyone you want. It doesn't have to go by seniority, according to contract.
Oh, yeah, no, we call in,
Okay.
we try, I don't do it, seniority, we'll do it based on, honestly, who's available, who we need. And we try to, even it out some too, you don't want somebody, getting it all or burning it out, we break and time off too.
Jake, I think you do a fine job of managing that.
Thank you,
James Clancy has 104 hours of comp time.
Yeah.
Does he ever like take a day off at all, or he pretty much works all the time?
He is dedicated. Yeah.
He doesn't really use much time.
No, he does not,
No.
That's weird.
It is getting up there.
Hardwood, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think Jake, you should give a day off every once in a while, you know what I mean?
yeah.
James, what do you have for us this evening, sir?
The note there, I can't read.
I can't read them either, it's like,
Just update, Kittleberger Park, essentially done. We did the west end of Kittleberger Park this year. We had limited amount of funds left in after doing Lincolnshire. So what we want to do is find out where we can put that to use. We ended up doing just the west end of Kittleberger Park. The initial plans for North Pond Department called for free sewer cuts over on the east end. So we said, this would be a good spot to try. The full depth or a cold recycle. What we did is we went down there and milled about 5 inches out of the road. We put back 3.5, and then we finished this the other day. We have to wait about 3 weeks or so, and then put a hot mix on top of it. Probably a nice base with a flexible base. So hopefully that road will hold up pretty well. But it's a real good spot to kind of test that.
Yeah, how did it work out?
Well, it's worked out great, but I mean, we want to check for longevity and how it wears and things like that. The biggest tell is going to be the first freeze and thaw site. That's a pretty low wet area too. There's obviously drainage around there, and then, the protected ponds, all that work they've been doing down there. There's a good mix of vehicles down there. It's a short section where you can try something like that out. Hopefully they'll work out good and we'll be able to move that to some of the other streets there, the dire need down there, commercial and Donovan especially. But we're on Kittleberger, the residents were.
Donovan too.
Yeah, Kittleberger, commercial and Donovan really need it. The residents, I think this year, I don't think we did much different communicating than we've done in the past, but I don't know if we just had more acceptance or friendlier people handing out the notices or what, but everybody was great on Kittleberger and Lincolnshire. Real great, working with us, very understanding, worked their ways around. Really, no problem with residents. It was great coordination and cooperation with them, so it makes our job a lot easier. One of the things we had recently was the signs for Sherwood Avenue. Those are going up tomorrow morning as a plan. There's no parking signs during the sporting events. We got the signs in a few weeks back, got the poles in last Tuesday, and called in stakeouts and everything, so they're going up tomorrow. And
Thank you for that, by the way.
oh, absolutely. Oh, and we talked, and the digester. I know we talked some time ago about the digester at the sewage treatment plant. I'm getting updated numbers. Basically, there's three components, at least three components to clean that digester. And and for those who aren't familiar, a digester is a humongous tank that's basically acts like a stomach in a person. It takes the solids from the sewage treatment plant process. The sewage treatment process takes the solids in and microbes and biological activity takes place and it breaks them down. From that process, we take the gas that's developed during that process and use that to heat the digesters themselves. And then the rest of it, we run down, the liquid part of it goes back to the plant. And any solids that are left go through a centrifuge and get dried, you're made drier, they're not dry, and they go, and now they're trucked up, so. But the digester, is it's just like your stomach's an important part of your body working, the digester is an important part of the plant working as well. One of the issues over time, years ago, we didn't have, the wipes that people flush down. And those can make it through different stages of the process and end up in the digester. And hairballs develop. As goofy as that, it's down to about 130 right now. And that includes the disposal costs going to there. Those are estimates of what it would be. We're waiting for a finalized quote or an updated quote from Webster for the rating services and training. They have to actually put big points on the digester cover and set it off to the side. Another company will come in and clean it out, help us pump it out, truck the stuff to Van Lair, and Van Lair, the sludge. And Van Lair can take the sludge, and that's $430 a dry ton when you're sending that out. So that's the biggest component of it is the disposal of it. But obviously, we're trying to minimize that and get it down as far as we can with the centrifuge. It's just tough to transfer the material. So.
I know, Ian, we've been talking about this for a while, but how much longer do you think Bolton's going to need to give us a number we can work with?
I talked with Tom Collinson down there this afternoon. He said in the next, maybe early part of next week, you should be able to have some. There's a certain amount of unknowns. We haven't, last time we did it, it was a different situation. We're emptying it and doing more for routine cleaning. This isn't as routine because now it's preventing us from transferring. They actually pulled the covers and sent somebody down in. Some of our employees sent down in on air packs or on air, which we don't have that option, and I don't necessarily like that option. It's a pretty dangerous atmosphere when you're down in those tanks because as if something's too rich with methane or with the digester gas, it's pretty stable because you can't support combustion or an explosion. As you transfer in and out of that, from being too rich to being too lean, you've got a pretty dangerous area in there where the gas is, you're getting the right mixture of gas and air to have a bad situation. So we'd like to do it, obviously working with the safety crews from the contractor too, get that set up so that then they can take that cover rate off and we avoid a lot of that, and avoid some of that, still confined space, but it's not, we have a lot better access than a 2-foot scuttle hole, so going down through the cover. But, I guess the short answer is.
How many years overdue is that? This recommended every 10 years? We talked about this the last time, and we haven't done that in 16 years, I believe it was, the number I came up with.
It was.
I looked into.
It was about, we were looking at it in 13 when we were doing that engineering planning study. We were trying to do it as part of that. But then it became, when we looked at the $200,000 figure, we're like, why clean it out and just to inspect it?
But it was overdue even in 2013.
Right. But the thought then was that we were going to act on the recommendations of the engineering planning study earlier because we didn't want to have the have it cleaned for $200,000 and then come back and have to clean it again right before, some of his recommendations, if you recall, are to seal the inside or coat the inside.
Well,
of the
yeah, they wanted
digester.
to take the lid off so they could give us a more accurate estimate of what it was gonna cost to rehabilitate that tank.
Well, it was-
And that's
it
when
was-
they came up with the $200,000
No,
number.
no, that was the lid on. That was still keeping the lid on. That was cleaning, going down and emptying the tank out and hosing down the walls and cleaning it, which you'd also have to do in preparation for any of the recommendations that they had, like sealing the walls. So we thought, why spend $200,000 twice? Once we're ready to do it, we can make assumptions because they're experienced in the work and in the field, make assumptions about the condition of the concrete. They did some core tests to make sure that their assumptions to kind of validate those. And then the idea was, as soon as we can get going on rehabbing that digester, then you clean it one time for $200,000 instead of $400, doing it twice. You clean it that one time, get it down, and then we can clean the walls and prep it for the coating is basically what they were recommending at that time. Right now, I don't think we have that luxury of waiting. So if we get it clean, get these hairballs out, get some of the valves. While it's down, we're going to update a couple of the valves, and then we can. I think we will be easier. We'll have an easier and a cheaper time next time because it's going to be in pretty close proximity, hopefully, to what we're doing. So we won't have
Well,
time
yeah,
for
and
those
the
solids
engineers
to
can
build
take a
up.
look at the interior of it when it's empty
Yeah.
too, so,
Yep.
because they're still working on that study, the comprehensive study, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we certainly get it back in there.
Well, I appreciate the update.
Yep. Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here.
All right, we have a wine walk coming up on October 22nd. That's right.
Yep.
Halloween in the village. 29th. White Christmas. Jerry?
We're not gonna have a white Christmas this year.
Okay.
December 3rd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
You did?
White last year, right?
Sure.
Yeah, pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Forget Arbor Day on the
8:30.
The celebration.
Don will be there with his hard hat on and
Yeah.
shovel from his house. All right. Nothing else? I'll entertain a motion in a second to go into executive session to discuss the union negotiation contracts and to discuss the potential promotion, demotion, or discipline of a particular employee.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy? Mayor Cahill?
Aye.
Motion passes.
You guys bring your contracts?
No, do not.
I'll share mine. Jake, you want to open the...
So I ask the audience if do you guys mind going in the other room? I ask.
No, you can go in here. We're good.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you for asking.
Yes.
Don's leaving.
Oh, every other time. The one time I walked by.
Well, no, he just walked behind me.
Oh, it was so good. He
And
walked-
as soon as
he
he
walks
walked
by and
behind me,
just
I went,
stops.
oh my God.
So right now, yeah. All right. At 10:02, I'll entertain a motion in a second to close the board meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're out. 10:02.
We're good.
Have
Have a good evening, everybody.
You too.